After our closed hearing, is there any motion that somebody would like to make, or can we have the attorneys quote it or not?
No.
What's allowed?
We are looking for a motion to authorize the city manager to enter into negotiations for the medical associates building within the parameters established.
During closed session.
I make that motion.
Second.
Motion by Hannah, second by Kurtz. Roll call, please.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Kurtz,
Yes.
Hayward,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Shar,
Yes.
O'Loughlin,
Yes.
Hannah.
Yes.
Motion is carried. Then do we even need to do B, or that
Well,
can be?
that was, in essence, B,
Okay.
so you're complete.
Okay, so we're down to reports. Don't see any department heads, other than Dustin. Do you have anything you want to say?
Well, on this last Friday, we had the Meet Me on Main event downtown. First time ever event for this event anyway. We had quite a few people that showed up. Had a little bit of a rain, but other than that, it was a pretty nice afternoon. People brought some cars down, 12 or 13 roughly. But other than that, I had no issues. Hopefully next year we can bring some more people out and so forth. I think the rain kind of scared them off, possibly bringing some cars out. So, coming up on the 29th, down at Teachers Park during the day, there's a lowrider event that's going down there that I know that's been posted, and say I've seen it on different websites and out and about, but that is this coming Sunday, actually, the 29th, throughout the day. So, you guys are out and about. They are shutting down 5th Street, First Avenue, and Nelson, I believe, for that event. So, they're having a car hop. They use hydraulics and actually hop the cars. I believe they said it's about 2 o'clock is what I heard. So, but they're having a bunch of different things down there. So, other than that, that's all I had. Thank you.
Okay. Have something with the fire department?
Just wanted to touch base. We got some plans back from the fire truck from Toyne that they wanted to approve the design, make sure that everything looked like it was in place. So that's still moving forward with the fire truck. Also, we had a meeting with Area Ambulance in the past week. That sounds like it's a very good possibility. We're going to, or not possibility, we are going to be moving into a little more of a partnership with them when it comes to training. Everything went well with the meeting. They've opened up their facilities for us to do some training and stuff back and forth to work with them so that we get a little better working relationship with them. So that was good. I also wanted to bring up with the barbecue coming up there that I know the comment was made that the fire department's going to get the proceeds from that, which is great. It's a fantastic opportunity for us. But on top of that, they're also auctioning off a bicycle. So if anybody's interested in raffle tickets, we'll have raffle tickets at the station. Otherwise, there's different people around the community that are selling the raffle tickets too. So
What are you selling those for, Dick? How much?
it's $5 a piece or 5 for 20. So that's all I've got, unless you guys got some questions. Okay, thank you.
Okay. I'm going to let Gina, so I don't forget her this time, let her go before the council does. Because I've forgotten her last couple of times.
Susie's going to be finishing up her training this week at clerk school, and she'll have just a couple classes she'll need to take next year before she'll have all of her classes completed. I'll be gone from Wednesday through Friday to go to Clerks Academy. Other than that, we're just working on the annual reports that we need to turn in that are coming due for the state auditors and the Department of Management.
Okay. Do you have anything you want to share before we let council?
There is Spear Financial has an annual golf outing in Waterloo. The proceeds from that are used for charity as well, but they invite their clients to come in and join them for an afternoon lunch, supper, and a little bit of golf. Pretty laid back. If you're interested, let me know. It's gosh, I want to say, I think I put a note on your desk. I can't remember the date offhand.
It's in my calendar.
You do have the option, if you're not interested in golf or not able to, they would invite you to join them for the dinner in the evening, and they'd love to have you come over for that as well. So let me know. We'll get you signed up if you have an interest.
It's August 16th,
Thank you. August,
45 or 11 or something like that.
yeah,
August 16th, Tuesday, or Thursday.
Thursday, it starts roughly at 11:30 with lunch and then golf, and then the dinner is at 5:30 or 6 o'clock. And if that's all you can make, they would love to have you join for that.
Anybody want to start as far as council? We'll go around. Deb, would you like to start?
Can we ask any questions about the airport or not, being as we closed it? May I ask? Did we hire a new airport manager?
We had made an offer to an airport manager. There's been some discussion and maybe a misunderstanding of appropriate roles in the hiring process. So I'm moving that to the committee of the whole session so we can clarify that for you.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have.
Mike,
Similar, it was answered. Thank you.
Carl?
Well, I want to revert back to a little bit about the police site discussion. I'm going through the emails, and I've been asked this several times, and thank you, Bob, for somebody asked you this question. Why we're not in the courthouse? Well, graciously, Bob said that we don't have room up there. Well, people need to know exactly what happened, because I'm getting blamed. One of these emails said, well, it's because Scharf was mayor. No, here's what happened. I want everybody to know this. I sat in that console right over there, and so did you. There was a discussion about the police department going to the courthouse. Now, it was all over and done before it come to us. Previous mayor, I won't mention names, previous city manager, it wasn't city manager when I was mayor, made the decision on their own that we weren't going there, and the council did not want to go there. There's a public record, you can go look at yourself. Wolfgram has the letter, because I brought it to our attention, to everybody's attention at the council. This is what happened. We would be up there if it wasn't for that. That's why I'm being careful when we have 3 people committees. Do not make sure everybody knows what's going on the same page. You know the email I'm talking about? So that lady out there, whoever's been out there, people have been asking me all the time, I was not the one that made the decision. I'm the one that went to Mr. Wolfgram and got the copy and put on everybody's little agenda here so they could read it. It's a public document. I'm sure Bill will share it with you. So I want to clear that air once and for all what happened. Am I right or wrong, Bob?
You're absolutely right.
Thank you.
Anything else? Good clarification, like that. Anything else?
No, I'm done. Thank you.
Okay, Bob?
I'd just like to thank all of the citizens. I try to dabble in social media because that seems to be what people look and read, and a lot of feedback on the police station location and what people like and don't like. And just wanted to thank everybody for taking time to express their feelings. And contrary to sometimes the belief, we do listen to people. We do try to work it in so that it's something the community finds acceptable. So we're still working on it, but we are listening to you. So thank you.
Mike?
I don't remember the date, but we had a meeting with a couple of people from Des Moines on the facade grant. That went okay. You know, I think they were pretty much just black and white, telling you how it is. There was no glitzy stuff there, but, then we toured downtown and they see the need to put some money into some of those buildings, and I think that leaves the ball in kind of our court to get the ball rolling. I'd like to thank George Lake for setting that up and getting that organized. John and Gina and myself went on the tour, and
Do they have a certain block or anything picked out?
that's part of the process that we have to
Yeah.
pick out.
They didn't do any more than
They
just.
kind of made some recommendations as to what they would do, and I see that they just awarded their 3 cities that got the money for this year. And I think they were doing 12, 20, and 21 facades. So that's kind of the number we got to shoot for to get that number of people interested to probably get into the running for some of that money.
And they do really look at it as a total impact area. They don't want you doing one here and one over here. They want to make a real impact with it. But it was very informative.
Yes, it was.
So when is it even available again? I can't remember.
I can't remember. I think, well, they just came out with the awards. I think you have to have your application in by
April 2019, isn't it?
April,
Yeah.
yeah,
And in July, they award you grant.
yep.
And generally, we have to have an architect come through and do the general design, get the buy-in from the property owners. So there's several steps
There's- yeah.
between now and an April application date that we would have to do. We would also have to commit our share of the money, which would be an estimated 25% of whatever that project is identified from the architect.
That might be something we wanted to put on our agenda for the committee of the whole for discussion. Just to see if we're gonna go through with it or not, I guess, to start with. That's all I got.
Hey, Todd?
We had our watershed meeting for the Wapsipinicon watershed last week, and they are working with several landowners around here with doing some conservation practices that should help impact maybe some of the flooding downstream to us. And the other presentation that they had was from one of the engineers from the University of Iowa's Flood Center, and he's been studying all the rainfall over the last 15 years and mapping it and comparing it to the actual rise in the river and that type of thing. He's got it down to where, based on how much rain we get, they can almost predict right down to the foot how much it's going to impact Independence and other areas too. But it's very fascinating, and it's hopefully going to help for us to forecast better, because we've had some issues where we forecasted it was going to be 23 feet and it only got to 18, which
It's okay
would
as
be
long as
worse.
it's opposite way.
Yeah, it's worse when you only forecast 15 and it goes to 20. So hopefully it will really help emergency services and stuff when they're trying to predict that. But the whole idea is to minimize flooding, and what we can do with more grasslands and CRP acres and conservation practices can really help us, but also what we can do as a community to slow down the rainwater getting to the river can make a big difference too. So, but it's very informative. That's it.
Are you done?
I'm done.
I was curious what the light plant told you, Al, about when they're gonna show up to give their annual report.
I have not talked to Kevin about the annual report at this point.
Oh, I don't know, you told me you're gonna, that's all I know. I figured you had a good answer.
Don't they usually come to city council meetings? and
They,
present
Denny's
something?
point is they haven't in recent years. And the request is that they do come and give an annual report.
Right.
That's all I got.
Anything else? No? I really don't have anything other than ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Sharp, second by Kurtz. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. We're done.
I think this is Carl's for some reason. It's not on my knee.